Welcome to Nebulae, the intelligent solutions and talent marketplace. Imagine a new web and mobile platform where companies, AI agents, and talent converge to integrate tech solutions, automate tasks, and spark innovation. An integrated AI platform bringing together the power of humans and AI agents, empowering higher innovation and faster time to market. Fueled by a new type of transaction with more security, transparency, and efficiency. Join Nebulae and seamlessly find and request AI agents, solutions, and talent. Work with vetted pool of tech providers, AI agents, and solutions. Contract without intermediation and low transaction fees. Pay and get paid anywhere in the world in fiat or crypto. Join us for a new era of innovation, powered by humans and AI agents working together.
Welcome, guys. Thanks for coming.
Welcome.
So we're about to start in a couple minutes. So yeah, thanks very much for making the time to come to this webinar. Appreciate your time. Okay, I think we can get started. We have
Okay.
some quorum.
All right. We'll go ahead and get started.
Yes.
Can you stop the music?
There you go.
There we go. Great. All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Really appreciate it. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. I'm Victor Bai. I'm the Chief Channel Officer with Nebulae, and we are here today to talk about AI and how it can help in your business and your organization. And so, are you running the slides, Renato?
Yes.
All right, go ahead. Quick overview of the agenda, and then we will introduce the Nebulae team on the call. We're going to give you a quick overview of Nebulae and who we are and what we do. A little overview of the AI journey for your business. And I would just also, as a matter of housekeeping, ask everyone to mute, please. And so we'll also review the AI agents and use cases and a few prevalent use cases that are seen across the industry. We have some solution providers with us today that will be reviewing several demos. And by the way, those demos are very different in nature. One is
¿Están
an AI.
adentro o quieren que comparta todo?
Yo estoy adentro.
Question?
Go ahead. Yep.
All right. One of the demos will be an OpenAI, an open source solution. It's built on open source technology. It is a document AI demo showing how you can process invoices within your organization and how that can be quickly customized to suit your organization's needs. Another one of those demos is from one of the largest market leaders in the field of AI and conversational AI. And that will be a virtual agent in the healthcare industry. And then we have a demo by a team from a company you may not yet have heard of, Prosperous, who will provide us with a demo of AI-driven procurement management. We then have a solutions panel or a panel discussion led by a panel of experts. And we will then provide an invitation to a complimentary AI strategy and roadmap development session for those that stay with us through the entire presentation. And so with that, I'd like to just quickly introduce the other members of the Nebuli team on the call today. We have our CTO, Renato Garro, who will be handling part of the presentation today. Also, our Chief Innovation Officer, Stefano Globalis, and Sales Executive, David Lukoff. And also, we have Larry Lutton with us today, who is a consulting engineer with Nebuli. And so we'll just go to the next slide, please. A little bit about Nebuli. We consider ourselves to be a disruptive technology-focused company for good. In other words, we're really about the democratization of technology. And as many of you know, more and more professionals in the IT industry are working as freelance talent providers and skill providers. And so with our Nebuli platform, we want to be able to democratize that relationship between the buyer of your services and yourself. Our team has deep experience in using AI and other business automation technologies to solve your business problems. We are a group of technology experts from companies such as Google, Microsoft, Capgemini, Ernst & Young, Avaya, AT&T, and others. Decades of experience in bringing best practices in terms of solution deployment to small and global organizations. We offer a one-stop shop for strategic IT technology and digital transformation, really with a focus on emerging technologies such as AI, blockchain, robotic process automation, and so on. And so we really are seeking to reinvest in the community, the technology community, and use technology for good. And so next slide, please. This infographic just gives you kind of a high level vision of where we operate. So with the Nebuli marketplace, which I would encourage you all to look into and create a personal account or a solution provider account at no cost. We have over 10,000 talent registered, 150 plus expert and vetted solutions providers in the areas that I mentioned, such as AI, RPA, Internet of Things, cloud, and blockchain. And so that's just a quick overview of who we are and what we do. And so, again, I'd like to thank all of you for participating today. And I think at this point, I'm handing it over to Renato Garro to talk about the AI journey.
Okay, thank you, Victor. Hi, everybody. My name is Renato. I'm based out of Miami, and my background in technology has been working for big tech, Google, Microsoft, NetApp, and my expertise is in cloud computing, blockchain, and AI. I helped to launch the Azure OpenAI service in over 33 countries, and I have been really following the trends around AI and what's going on in the industry today. So we wanted to start with a little bit of a recap onto what is AI and where we are today, just for setting the stage for everybody. So as you guys probably heard a lot, AI, artificial intelligence, is a field of computer science that is focusing on creating smart machines that are replicating human intelligence. From there, we started with machine learning as a way to create a subset of AI that would use algorithms to make predictions based on existing data sets and training data sets. From there, we evolved that into not only using more discrete algorithms, but using deep learning neural networks to mimic the way that the brain interacts and processes information to be able to make predictions based on data that is fed into this neural network. So there is different neural networks that were being used at the time. And in 2016, 2017, a recent breakthrough came about with the innovation on the transformer architecture, which is what gave rise to what we now call generative AI, which is a newer version of AI. So when you compare deep learning and generative AI, deep learning is able to make predictions and forecasting and inferences based on the data, and generative AI is able to also create content. So that's kind of like the key difference here, is that you can create content. The way that the algorithm or the neural network is trained is using this transformer architecture, which is a new way of transforming data in a way that makes the AI to be more effective at handling vast amounts of information in a multimodality system. So today we're talking with you guys about AI agents. So AI agents, if I guess people following the news and what people are like talking about when we talk about AI and generative AI agents become really what is software programs that are performing tasks autonomously. So think about kind of intelligent systems that can interact on their own and have some autonomy to be able to execute specific actions and integrate with other systems. It used to be like people used to work with chatbots or virtual assistants. Now this is the combination of multiple systems in an autonomous, intelligent software. What this changes for business and for everybody in society is that you can automate repetitive tasks, freeing up human resources from doing stuff that we do all the time. The AI agent can be autonomous, or it can make their own decisions based on instructions that are given to the AI agent. It can improve customer experience because it can have a better understanding of the customer and the interactions between the AI agent and whoever it's talking to. And it can also think about innovative ideas in ways to solve different problems. So then it can also drive higher innovation. So one of the main use cases for AI agents is to increase efficiency and productivity by, for example, automating repetitive tasks. Like if you look at in your business, what are the tasks that are more data complex and more and let's say more complex on the way that the task is being performed. Those are the tasks that are more difficult to automate. The ones that are easy, the work complexity is less and the data complexity is less as well, then those are the ones that are easier to automate. So if you put it in a diagram, right, from low data complexity to low work complexity to higher work complexity, the workloads and the business processes that are on the lower quadrant would be the ones that are the best options for automation. And used to be that we used to do the same with RPA, robotic process automation. But now with autonomous AI agents, then you can have not only just the ability to kind of replicate a human process, but also have an autonomous agent that can basically think on its own to be able to execute specific tasks. Some use case from this, for example, could be predictive maintenance. And there's, for example, like an interesting set of solutions that, for example, like listen to noise in a warehouse, and they can identify automatically if the machine is like getting to stress levels, so that you can make a predictive maintenance. And there's a solution from Bosch, for example, that we work with to be able to integrate those kind of solutions. So those are just some examples that can tell you about the power of increased efficiency. Another recent use case is from Lenovo. Lenovo integrated generative AI, Gen AI agents to boost productivity and efficiency across customer interactions, being able to handle up to 70 to 80% of customer interactions via multi-channel online chat, voice, and email without human intervention. So basically kind of like automating customer service. The impact was a 90% reduction in the time it takes to be able to create specific assets and also respond to customers or requests from the help from the customers directly, providing better service to the end customers. On the marketing side, the marketing team is also using generative AI to create content, automate campaigns and social media posts and things like that. So that basically can automate a lot of the content creation aspects of marketing, so that they can focus on the more strategic aspects of marketing. And basically that's what we see in the industry, is that all these repetitive tasks can be automated, and then people can start moving on to more strategic tasks, so that the company can get more value from its employees. And another use cases enhance customer experience. So customer service can also be automated, like the example from Lenovo, where you have virtual assistants that can automate the response to customers or take orders. And we're going to see a good example here from Domino's. This is actually an early version of what it could be called an AI agent back in 2016, where people could converse with the agent and place orders for pizzas and so on. But this is an early version because it kind of like, it's not fully conversational. It's still based on options. And now what we see on like newer iterations of what is AI agents is that it not only can handle the conversation based on the options that are predefined by the chatbot in this case, but instead it can handle like the complexity that becomes that it evolves over the conversation. So L'Oreal is an interesting example where you can have a virtual assistant that can coach and provide feedback to a person that is trying to choose makeup or any type of beauty products, so that they can see how the makeup or the beauty products reflect in their own skin using a virtual reality overlay, and then having the agent to coach you on what's the best product for you. So then this use case, it's in beauty, but it can be replicated for other use cases as well. So here you're combining AI plus virtual reality and the agent's perspective to give a more conversational interaction with the customer. Another good example is from Romi from Expedia, where this is basically an autonomous booking assistant that can help somebody to plan a whole trip and even execute the bookings directly on the AI agent. So I'll play the video. If you see there with Romi, it's a very interactive. It can do multiple actions. It's not only following a specific logic, so it can branch out, and it can basically pull from the options that it has. And this is something that is called function calling. Basically, what the agent does is like it identifies the request from the customer, and then based on a, let's say, bank of options, APIs, it will determine what's the best let's say option to take, and then execute based on what the user is saying. So that's how that kind of works. So now we'll move on to the some of the AI agent demos that we prepare for you. The first one being with Core AI. So I'll pass it on to the Core AI team to come in and take over here.
Hey, wonderful, Renato. Thank you. Can you hear me fine?
Yes.
Mic is working good. Yep, got my Yeti. Thank you so much. So I'll be spending the next about 10 minutes going through just one quick video, which showcases the experience that we want to highlight today. And then talk through one or two slides about what we offer, and really focusing on the business value that we can provide using the different technology and products that we have. So why don't we jump over to the next slide? And if we can kick off this video to start with, it's about 4 minutes long. Let's enjoy this, and then we'll come back to the conversation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi, Matt. This is Sunny, your Feel Better Health virtual assistant. How can I help you today?
Yeah, can you help me find a specialist?
Sure, I can help you with that, but first I will need to confirm your identity. What is your member ID?
Sure, it's 7823588.
And your date of birth?
That's April 15th, 1958.
Thank you. Now, what kind of specialist are you looking for?
I guess I have diabetes, so I need a specialist for that.
Okay, have you consulted with a doctor for this?
Yes, I saw my primary doctor. He told me I need to talk to a specialist.
Looks like there are 3 endocrinologists near your home address. Would you like me to text their contact details to your phone?
Hold on. I don't think you have the right address. I just moved maybe 2 weeks back.
Okay, I can update your address on file and redo the search. What's your new address?
It's 1234 Speedway Road, Jacksonville, Florida, and the zip is 32254.
Okay, give me 1 second to update that on file, and then I'll look for doctors there. Your records are updated, and I've found 4 specialists near your new address. Do you want me to text you their details now?
I want my wife to come along with me. Do any of the doctors speak Spanish?
Yes, Dr. Andres Valdez speaks fluent Spanish.
Great, and he's covered by my plan?
Yes, Dr. Valdez is in network. There is a copay of $25, and they are accepting new patients. I've noted in your file that you've already seen your primary care physician, so you won't need a referral. Sending his details to your phone now.
Thanks. You know, lately I've also been unable to focus and been feeling kind of down. Is this something that is covered? And is there someone that can help me with that nearby?
I'm sorry to hear that, Matt. I have a few recommendations that might help. You can join the behavioral health program, which is included in your plan. Your plan also includes 6 in-person visits to an in-network psychiatrist. The best way to sign up is through our free mobile application. I'm sending a text message with this information and a link to download the application to your phone. Let me know when you get the message.
Got it. I'll download the app later. I think I'm all set, but if I do have any problems, can I call you back to help me?
You can call me back at any time to help you with the application once you've downloaded it. I would also recommend that you discuss this with your PCP, Dr. Smith, once you have signed up. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, you've been great.
Thank you for calling Feel Better Health. Before you go, how would you rate your experience with me today on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being low and 5 being the highest?
5, definitely a 5.
Glad you had a good experience. Have a wonderful day.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Renato, for playing that. If you just stay here for a second, you saw quite a few different things take place there. And while I'm not going to go through every single one of them, the biggest takeaway here is that the virtual assistant is using the power of LLMs and generative AI to help drive the conversation, understand contextualized responses, and is able to pull information from backend systems to further drive the conversation. It's also able to recognize that the user is asking for all these variety of things, right? Like, oh, my address changed, or can you check if the doctor speaks Spanish? And because the virtual assistant is integrated to the right backend systems to pull up information about the users, it can use that along with generative AI and understanding that tools like GPT-4 or other LLMs of your choice that you might want to incorporate can take advantage of to help drive conversations. So a very powerful experience. I just got off of a live demo with a large healthcare client where we actually did this live along with the agent experience. So this is the future. This is what's happening, and Core.ai is really leading the way. I'm going to mute for a second. I think we got to put everyone on mute. Okay. Guys, can you hear me? I'm not sure the last thing you heard.
Yes. Go ahead and repeat.
What's the last thing you heard me say? I don't know how long I was muted for. You know? Okay. Well, let me just go. I'll just say the last point.
Yep.
Well, this is kind of where the future is headed. The use of LLMs, generative AI, into the future, driving these amazing contextual conversations into the future. So now let's go to the next slide. If you don't mind, Renato, to share your deck. Stop sharing. Go to the next slide. Yeah, this one. So this was the latest. The Forrester Wave report for conversational AI. I like to show this because for Gartner, we've been the leader for 2 years in a row. And just over a month ago, this was just released, basically showing that we are still at the forefront and the leaders, especially when it comes to the adoption of LLMs, generative AI. And really, we have a full platform that supports all of these capabilities. So why don't we go to the last slide? I know I only have a few minutes, so I can wrap up. And if you just click through while everything shows up right there, one more. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, right here. There's a lot going on this slide, but at the bottom, if you look at the bottom, like 5 layers, right? We support extreme flexibility in where and how you can deploy. We connect to all the different commercial models, any community models, very flexible. It's an enterprise grade platform. It is why we're the leaders in this market. Provides all the different modern development practices, software development lifecycle practices. The 3 components that I want to just focus on very quickly are the XO, right? That is the primary driver of the experience that you just saw on the video, where we use automation AI. So this drives those conversations using the advantages of all the generative AI capabilities. Now imagine automating all these conversations that no longer need to go to an agent to handle. Significant return on investment, huge operating expense reduction for your business. Now in the middle, search AI, this is a hit in the marketplace because this is the advanced RAG model where you're doing a search, but only sending to these LLMs just the chunks of data that are needed to bring back a paraphrased answer specific to that question with the context provided from the XO platform, for example. So you can integrate those together, and based on who the user is, you're getting user-specific search information across repositories that you've crawled. And finally, Gale. This is the latest product that we've launched. This is this gives you the ability to build AI agents, basically end-to-end orchestrated workflows of multiple models that you can call to solve these business processes that you have at an enterprise, all within one API call. So imagine plugging this in, not just conversational AI. This is broad for an enterprise. You can plug it into any manual process at your organization and say, you know what, we can now automate this. Any place you might be using RPA, this might be able to even automate, maybe in conjunction with RPA. But this is where a lot of our customers are going. They want to be able to create their own in a very drag and drop and user-friendly way with extreme flexibility. So there's a waiting list for this. It's just getting out of beta, but I look forward to sharing with Nebulae those capabilities so they can also offer to all of you as well. So I'll pause here for some questions. Renato, back to you and team, if there's anything, any questions that our audiences may have today.
Perfect, thank you. Yeah, questions, you can type them in the chat window and then we can answer them as they come along. So thanks, Grok, appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, so now we'll move on to the Candata demo. So please, Pelly, feel free to comment.
Hey, hi, Renato. Hi.
Hi.
Hope everyone is able to see me, hear me.
Yes.
Good evening.
Yep.
Good afternoon to wherever you are. So this is Candata.ai. We are a solutions provider on Nebulae platform, and we build custom solutions for our end clients and end users. That's what we do. And I would like to call ourselves as a problem solvers who come in and solve complex business problems on a day-to-day life. That's what we do. Renato, if we can just move to the first slide, probably, yeah, thank you. So today what we're gonna do is that we're gonna do a quick video, show a quick video of what we have done as a accounts payable automation solution that we have created within last 10 days for this particular webinar, right? And why this solution is that we wanted to let everyone know the power of AI by using open source technologies and tools to build custom solutions which can be deployed with less turnaround time. That's what we are trying to do over here, right? And invoicing process is something, or account payable process, something that everyone have experience in all the enterprises across the globe, right? And it's something that is being done on a day-to-day basis. Okay. And the complex problem over here is that you have multiple channels where the invoices come into your organization. It can be an email, it can be physical invoice, or it can be I don't know, some people are using over the postal invoices coming in these days, might be, right? And the invoices goes to the finance team, and someone looks at it and verifies it, and then they have to make the payment to the company raising the invoice, right? And this entire process, since it deals with payment of money, right? Like it becomes important because we need it to be error free, and also it needs to be validated and done in a very critical way, right? So what we have done is that we have brought in AI technology into this picture, where we have created some custom models using open source algorithms, and then integrated with generative AI technology which is a large language model in the back end, in getting this done quickly, right? Invoices comes into your system, which can be via email or via physical option. You make the soft copy or the online copy of the same as a PDF or any of the formats that you have. You feed into the engine. The engine extracts all the data from the document. So data extraction being one of the important parameter over there, it's more of an engineered way of extracting all the documents, all the data from the document, and contextualizing it. The contextualized text is then used to validate the information, and there is a three-way validation between the purchase order against which the invoice is raised, the receipt slip against where the goods received or the services received, the GRN receipts are there, and this goes into an AI validation engine where it looks at the text from all these documents and try to map and match if the information is right or wrong. And then this is push to the approval cycle, where although we say that it's all AI and people or the resources of human touch we are losing from the AI scenarios or environment, we still believe that humans needs to play a role in the business process that they do, right? In the validation, after the validation, in the approval cycle, if there are issues or discrepancies which the AI engine finds out between the documents, there is a human in the loop who comes in, rectifies it. And then we also have an automated approval process. So if everything is right, it goes to the automated approval, and then it's pushed to ERP, and the payment is made. So this entire process built on a simple solution, which includes hybrid AI models and language models, can be done easily, and this can be custom implemented at any organization without going for a large scale system to come into play for you, right? So in a nutshell, this is what is being done. Renato, if you could just play the video, then people can go through it. So in the video, what we have done is that before you play, let me make a point over the video.
Welcome to a state of.
Yeah, you can narrate it if you want. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So in the video, what we are trying to do is that this is what we have created in last 7 days, less than 7 days. We have created the engine which is used for document processing or extraction of the document and getting the right data, contextualize it, and give the information in a structured way, right? That's what the whole video is about. Yeah, over to you, Renato. Thank you.
Okay, it's still playing.
We are not able to hear it.
Here we go. There you go. You can narrate it. You can narrate it on top. You hear? You can just explain it, Billy.
Okay. So here, the first step is that the documents are being uploaded. When the document is uploaded, it extracts all the data from the document. The documents are invoices. It extracts all the information relevant from the document, and it's contextualized into tabular format so that the end user can view it and check it if it's right or wrong. Again, once it goes into a full cycle solution, it will be all automated kind of thing, and it's contextualized based on the key values in the document. There's also an option for the user to select which value to extract and which not. So if I select a couple of fields that I need to extract specific to my use case, I can do that, or else I can extract the entire information. This information can be made and available in a format where you can generate the report, or else you can push via an API to an ERP kind of a system, or we can push to our backend logic for validation and auto approval. So the entire crux of this is what we are showing is to intelligently extract all the data from the documents, contextualize it, match it, and give the user the relevant fields in the format that can be consumed by the third-party system or the next step or next process in the chain, right? That's what we are doing. We also have built a small dashboard, which again, for the senior stakeholders, yeah, it's coming. It's an insights dashboard, which at least for the users, which are admin users or stakeholders, who's using the solution at the enterprise level, like a account executive from the finance team can look at the data, look at how the data is being populated into a dashboard kind of thing, and generate and can gather some insights from what's being done, and this reporting can be again shown into senior management, right? So that's what we do. Yeah. There were two slides before this. Yeah. So the unique features of the solution, this is not a product. I reiterate, it's not a product. It's a solution which can be built with less than 2 or 3 weeks of turnaround, custom build, deployed at the client and the client premises. And the unique features of the solution is automated document identification. You can identify which type of document, what type of document. You can extract all these data from the document and map it in such a way that it can be reused. Validation engine helps in validation of multiple sets of documents and then having an output aligned. We also have a human in the loop scenario where some amount of error handling still we'll have to use a human intelligence with the AI intelligence. And finally, flexible reporting and integration to a third-party system like an ERP, which can be an SAP, Microsoft Dynamics, or any of the ERP systems that we use, right, for the processing. And next slide. Yeah. So the benefits, some of the key benefits of such a solution, which is essentially is a usable model in all the enterprises, like faster document processing, error-free automation, automating repeated tasks, because a lot of time from the finance team goes into reading through the documents and then inputting the document into an ERP system or any of the system, right? Like IDP and other RPA solutions have been there in the market, but that technology depth to handle those systems and the people who are coming in to integrate and automate those systems are more on the costlier side, so it's not very cost effective. And finally, when it comes to the system, when we are using open source technologies and we are deploying this particular solution on the premise of the client, it comes at a reduced cost, and you have an enhanced ROI from such kind of solutions. So I'll take a stop over here, and if there are any queries or any questions, I'll take them up. Thanks for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Peli. If you guys have any questions, please go ahead on the chat window. Feel free to put your questions there, and Peli will be happy to answer. So I'll pass it on to the Prosperous team. Are you guys ready?
Yep. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we're ready.
Excellent. If you could go to the next slide, please, that would be fantastic. All right. Hello and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Michael Atkin, and I'm the co-founder and chief revenue officer here at Prosperous AI. We are a fully automated source to procurement AI platform that finds the best terms for your materials by letting AI handle the workload of negotiations. Okay. So with our web application called Pi, we're able to provide our customers with a deep analysis of their overall spend by ingesting their spending data, as well as offering an autonomous conversational agent to carry out sourcing conversations and negotiations with current and new suppliers helping drive spending costs down, all powered by AI in the back end. So first, I want to talk about generative AI analytics. This powerful feature enables you to run comprehensive data science analysis on any file using natural language. Imagine no longer needing to spend hours in Excel auditing your supply chain or your spend. Okay, so this AI simplifies that process, allowing you to focus on strategic decision making and efficiency. Next, we have our negotiations expert. So this conversational agent is designed to handle your negotiations seamlessly. It takes over negotiation process until it's time to sign the contract. So zero touch, at which point a human steps in to finalize the deal just at the very end. This ensures both efficiency and a personal touch when and where it matters most. Our supplier database is another game changer, provides access to a vast database of 65 million different companies across the United States, complete with contact info, credibility details, location, business category, etc. This makes it incredibly easy to find the perfect suppliers for your materials, saving you time and effort in the process of sourcing. And lastly, but certainly not least, our government procurement RFP tool allows you to track all your government procurement opportunities from websites like sam.gov in one convenient place. So this tool centralizes your RFP tracking, making it simpler to manage and respond to government procurement opportunities. Each of these features is designed to kind of streamline and enhance your procurement processes, making your procurement operations more effective as well as more efficient. Next slide, please. And if you could press play. Okay, guys, so this is the Pi UI. Welcome to Pi. What you see here is our Gen Analytics. Is it playing, Renato?
It's playing, yeah. Yeah, it's playing. Well, actually, let me see. I think it's playing.
I don't think it's playing. Oh, there we go. Okay. Perfect. So what you see here is our Gen Analytics spending analysis function that I mentioned earlier. Here you can provide Pi with spending files, AP info, ERP data, and interact with our chatbot to pull graphs, bar charts, create new files, and get a deep overall understanding of where you're spending your money. After uploading your CSV files to Pi, as you can see here, you can ask it to categorize these outputs in a variety of ways, such as what you can see on the screen now. So we're asking it to sum the total gross amount per each vendor. The reason it was spelled like that is because that's what the column is called in the actual CSV file, and we're asking Pi to pull the data from there. From here, as I mentioned above, you can ask Pi to provide you with a variety of different visuals to actually see the total gross amount sum per vendor as a visual. Now we're asking for a table image that we just saw earlier, and you can see the data in the format is in this format as well. You can even take it a step further by asking for a total sum per each description from the CSV file and visualize it that way too. This feature really gives you a good understanding of what spending categories need to be focused on and what categories are spending the most money on. So all this information is vital when determining your spending categories to renegotiate or to take the bid. Next slide, please. This is the wrong video. This is out of order, Renato, I think. Can you go to the next slide? Mariano, are you playing them in order of the videos Mariano sent this morning by chance?
Yeah, I mean, that was the slides as you guys sent it, yeah.
Can you go to the next slide? I want to keep the process in order. Yes, this one. Can you press play? I want to double check. Yeah, so this is an example of our data enrichment function and how you can literally query our database of suppliers. But I can do you one better than that even. Not only can you interact with our Pi chatbot and query the supplier database as well, as you can see, you can ask Pi to pull companies that fall under the apparel category, for example, as well as those who do $1 million+ in sales from our database. Some clients may have this as a parameter set in their bids when they actually want to take a bid after getting that deep understanding of their spending from the analytics function I just went over. But they can also query the database like this too and literally interact with said data. So once the data is pulled, you can then export it into a new file, as you can see here, and utilize the enriched data from there. Next slide, please. And you actually may have to go back to the second one you had in order to stay in order. Yeah, it should be this one. Yeah, so which leads me to our next viewpoint into sourcing projects. Now, after allowing Pi to provide you with a deep analytics into your spending, as we just went over, where your money is truly going, et cetera, you as a procurement manager or the supply chain manager or any procurement supply chain decision maker at all may feel obliged to shop around given your new knowledge about where your money is going. Luckily, thanks to Pi, you have a direct database of 65 million different suppliers who can help source whatever it is in the world that you may need. Here in the new sourcing projects tab, you can set your parameters and requirements so the suppliers bidding on your project have a complete understanding of what you require, including but not limited to the quality and integrity of the materials needed, lead times, shipping destinations, product origins, price point, payment terms, you name it. All that is managed here. And based on the category of items you need, Pi will meticulously choose from our supplier database top picks to receive the bids. Your responses are in line with what you need. And we don't have, for example, like food suppliers receiving an auto parts bid, for example. Ultimately, why would you want to be limited to the suppliers in your network when you can talk to 100 different suppliers simultaneously while also driving your own material costs down on your terms? Next slide, please.
Will be this one, right?
Can you go to the next one real quick?
Read that.
Yeah, can you press play? I want to double check. No. Next one, please. Yeah, this one. This one's fine. Right. So you may be thinking to yourself, with all that being said, that sounds like a lot of work and a lot of communications with a bunch of suppliers. And you're right. Luckily, we've thought of that too. Here in the conversations tab, all of your different supplier conversations are managed neatly in the Pi dashboard. So these messages and communications are linked directly to your email. So your inbox stays clear of clutter, but you don't spend half your day filing and sorting through messages after you release a bid to like 100 different suppliers. And then you can pick and choose which conversation to respond to. Oh, and by the way, Pi will rank the bids top down so you know exactly which ones to focus on and which bids need more attention, who will be top of mind for you, or who will best serve as like backup bids later on if they're not meeting all of your parameters or requirements. So you can select the email template with all the information you need, choose your recipients, confirm, and finally hit send. These communications come directly from your email, but are all sorted and managed here on the Pi dashboard. Next slide, please.
That's it. That was.
We have. I think we have one more. These are out of order. I'm not sure what happened, but I'll just talk through the last one.
Yeah, go ahead.
It may have gotten lost, but ultimately, like I was just going to wrap up and say, all of your conversations are kept neatly in the Pi dashboard, neatly organized. Pi is powered by AI, so the physical human does not have to get involved until he or she wants to. Using natural language, Pi will carry out preliminary conversations with suppliers to ensure the parameters and requirements line up with the initial needs, like I said, and will only require human touch when the final steps of the deal are approaching. Ultimately, our goal here is to save our customers a lot of money, and using Pi, we're able to do just that. I'm looking forward to answering any questions afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. All right, guys. So that was Prosperous AI. So that's wrapping up the demos. And just to create a segue into the next phase of the webinar, which is the panel. Just a little bit on how, if you saw the demos, right, you see kind of like different use cases across different industries, and expanding on the initial explanation on AI agents. Here you can see basically where you can have users interacting with AI agents through websites, mobile applications, and the AI agents can drive those interactions to be able to integrate into existing systems through APIs, enterprise applications, enterprise data, or productivity tools, and even execute autonomous tasks using RPA tools, or even the AI agents themselves can do that directly. And then using the feedback loop from the users to be able to get better over time. So at a high level, that's the Nebulae AI agents framework. It can be used across multiple use cases for specific industries. So the Nebulae team would be happy to work with you guys on developing custom use cases for you, and then also work with our partners that you saw in the demos to find a use case that fits your business opportunities. So now I'll pass it on to David Lukoff on the panel for the importance of AI agents in business. So David. pass it on to you.
Hey, good afternoon, Renato. Thank you. Great content there. Thank you to our presenters. I'm David Lukoff. I'm Business Development Executive with Nebulae. We're in a very exciting time in the transformation of how these technologies are going to impact our business, and we appreciate everybody joining today. I have a top flight panel with me to walk you through any questions that you have, and then we also have some content to kind of mix in between. Stefano, who you know has already been introduced, is our Director and Chief Innovation Officer. We have Sandy Beeson, who is an AI applied research expert with IBM. And we're very happy to have Kyle Prado with Nelson Mullins. And we have some legal questions that we'll run by Kyle and share that with you. So if anybody has any, I'm just going to open it up. I'm going to mix in questions from the chat with some content that we have already put together, and we can stay with you till 3:30 and answer your questions. So I'm going to start with one in the chat. Yeah, so you know, I'm going to skip over, but any questions about directed to our panelists or feedback from what you've already seen on the call, just go ahead and place to the chat.
Yeah, David, I think you're cutting off, so maybe you want to turn off the video feed, and then it may be better.
Okay, is that better?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to direct a question to, hi, Sandy. Sandy's joined us as well. So to kind of kick us off on the panel, can you provide some examples of how AI agents have improved customer service and the customer experience in the real world?
Sure. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here. I'll give a second intro. So I work on an applied AI research team at Neudesic, which is an IBM company. And prior to that, I spent 4 years at the mothership of IBM. And so we spend a lot of our time researching AI agents, particularly. That's what my team has been focused on in the last about 6 months. And we've produced some research in that area. And our specialty is really understanding all of the new cutting edge technology and how we can apply that to enterprise use cases. And so how that applies to customer service, where there's a few components. I think one of the ways that AI agents tend to shine is in more advanced reasoning skills. And what I mean by that is the ability to think through a problem logically rather than a rule-based system or a predictive output that then has to be interpreted. And so that can be used by adapting plans. So a perfect example is when COVID happened. You know, all the company systems kind of went afray, right? People didn't understand how to work with a new process because all of the existing processes didn't work in that circumstance. And so that would have been a good opportunity if we had this technology at the time to use AI agents to help fulfill customer service needs, because the plans would have needed to change. And what I mean by that is, you know, if a certain input was needed or something needed to change in a business process, AI agents could reason through that and help with that adapted change rather than having kind of a streamlined, automated process.
Excellent. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Sandy. All right. Moving on, I want to engage Stefano with a question. What are the most significant, kind of related, kind of tagging off of what Sandy talked about, what are the most significant ways that we're seeing this transformation happening across multiple industries?
So, by the way, my name is Stefano Ulvalis. I am about over 30 years in technology industry. I have worked with companies such as Bell Labs Innovation, Verizon, Capgemini, and last was with Core being the leader in conversational AI. And now with Gale, they have developed a new architecture that allows to create AI agents in a differentiated manner. The way I see AI right now is it's going to transform every single industry we're working in, whether it's telecommunications, banking, healthcare, and we're at the beginning of that process. AI is going to undertake most of the tasks that are repetitive and allow us to elevate that task and automate those tasks. So think about when Mozilla came out and there were no internet websites. And at that time, having a website was very advanced. We're at that beginning, but with AI agents in front of every company. Eventually, every company is going to have an AI agent to represent the company and answer their customer service and provide many types of service and solutions, right? In manufacturing, it's going to help us to define, broad defects, forecast. In healthcare, it's going to be able to detect via the IBM tools, detect cancer. So AI is just the beginning in our lives and has a lot to go. And so every single company in the industry is going to gain benefit from that. So I believe AI will transform our lives in the next 5 years. And has that we're not going to see AI is going to be in every aspect, in every fabric of our lives, in business and telecommunications and healthcare. So I see an incredible uptake of this technology in our lives.
Hey guys,
Very good. Thank you, Stefano. All right, I'm going to toss it back to Sandy. One of the important things that happens at every company are the ROI discussions. So how can, in our new world of AI, how can businesses measure the return on investment after implementing these AI agents in their operations?
Yeah, I think that there is a tendency right now, especially with the focus on augmenting the workplace and how we work with technology, to focus on time saved. And that's definitely a big component of how we measure our efficiency as people, is how much can we get done in a day. But I would urge people to look at the KPIs and the metrics that they already care about. Do some testing, do some MVPs, build something, and then take the metrics that you're already measuring your business on, the metrics that are important for your boss or your board, and measure against when you implement these technologies, how did it improve those metrics already, rather than necessarily inventing a new metric just to measure whether this specific process helped to speed something up.
Thank you. Great job so far. Thank you. So I see some questions in the chat, but before we go there, I want to introduce Caio Prado. We're excited that he was able to join us from Nelson Mullins. Hello, Caio. You want to?
Hi, everyone.
Brief intro, and then I'm going to hit you with a question.
Sure. My name is Caio Prado. I'm a partner at Nelson Mullins. We have a full-service firm with more than 1,000 lawyers. With all practice, I'm mostly focused on corporate law, mostly venture capital law. And through the world of venture capital, I got exposed to AI companies. I have several clients that are AI companies, and I got more and more interested in AI. And I've been learning a lot, participating in events such as this one with experts, which I'm definitely not a technical expert, but I might be able to bring a little bit of color on the regulatory framework of AI agents now, which is something that is constantly changing. We have new legislation being passed and analyzed. So I'll be happy to talk a little bit about that. And also in our practice, in our privacy practice, what we've been recommending to clients in terms of best practices for their companies to avoid types of liabilities and, you know, problems that their AI agents could cause to clients.
Excellent. Welcome to the panel. So kind of tagging off your introduction, what legal frameworks currently exist for the deployment of AI agents, and how might these evolve in the next 1 to 3 years?
Right. So in the US, we have kind of a patchwork of state laws and federal laws. I think the main one that is the main privacy law we have now is the California Consumer Privacy Act. And then we borrow some practice from the Europeans with the GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation. And then in the future, I see this is going to become more, you know, specific to AI, right? I think our legislators are trying to catch up with the industry. And right now, there is a proposal in Congress for the Algorithmic Accountability Act, right? Which aims to address the bias and decision-making transparency on the algorithms, right? And that's being discussed, I think, for a few years now. So I think it's getting closer to being passed. So we see a lot of new legislation coming on our way to regulate this industry.
Excellent. Thank you for kind of mixing in there the, you know, what's going on in Washington. We all know that they kind of lay the ground rules for everything else that our businesses across the country are going to have to follow. All right, I'm going to go to the chat. There were some good questions. Stefano, I'm going to direct this one to you. This came from the chat from Robert. So our company, Nebulae, are we tracking the entire industry and all the players? How are we, putting that marketplace together, and address also how we do or do not create the tech ourselves?
So, we're solutions and talent marketplace. We focus on bringing the best players in the market, or try to bring the best solutions to be able to avail those solutions to our clients. The marketplace is a dynamic marketplace and allows for newer technologies and vendors to come into place and allow them to be selected by the consumer. The consumer looks at our marketplace and the vendor solutions they want to, and they can select and purchase that specific vendor. We are focusing on emerging technologies, AI, blockchain, cloud. We're recently working now with a quantum computing group that we're trying to onboard on the marketplace. But our focus is the end client, the solution for the end client, how they are going to be able to implement their solutions, whether it's an AI agent or whether it's a cloud solution or blockchain solution. So our marketplace is built on technology providers and solution providers, where they have the base of AI and blockchain or the architecture.
Okay, I'm going to hit you with a follow-up. This came in the chat from Norbert. Do we continue to feed the AI agent data sets to add ML? So you can address that. Thank you.
Yeah, AI is a constant learning and development of the product, right? The AI product that keeps on learning. So it's a process of reinforced learning, and you can keep on developing better and better the solution that you're creating. Think of it's not like a program that's static. AI keeps on learning, and you can feed more information for it to fine-tune your model and make it more accurate. So in your model may not be as accurate, but as you provide more reinforced learning and human interaction, human feedback, RHLF, It will fine-tune better the solution to make to be more accurate how it's going to interact with the end user. So the model is always learning. Think of like a kid, and as the kid evolves into an adult, the learning goes more fine-tuned and better.
And if possible, Stefano, I'd like to add to a point you said there that I think was really important, is that it is the model that continues to learn. And the concept of the AI agent is something that sits on top of the model, right? So the AI agent is the ability for the model to call different tools and to use different functions to be able to actually execute things in the real world. And so it's that model that continues to learn and improve, and you can do that by fine-tuning or with retrieval, but the AI agent itself is a concept that's built on top of the model.
It's good.
Excellent. All right, I'm going to throw out a question and ask all panelists to provide feedback. I'll start with Kaio. This is a hot topic that we're hearing all about, whether it impacts our companies or related companies, and that's cybersecurity. So I'm going to ask all panelists to starting with Kaio, to talk about what role do AI agents play in enhancing cybersecurity and protecting all the sensitive business information that we have on the web and in our individual operations. So I'm going to ask Kaio to opine on that, and then Sandy, and then Stefano, please.
Yeah, sure. From my perspective, I mean, it's going to be hard for me to give any opinion on the technicality about how the AI agent would protect or what we'll do to protect against cybersecurity attacks, right? But what I can say is that when you're using a tool such as an AI agent, whether you're a company that offers this service to someone else, so let's say you're a company offering cybersecurity services, right? You have to be careful about several issues. For example, once you deploy your AI agents, like was mentioned here before, now they're acting on the real world, right? So there may be a risk of liability of what you're causing. So you're dealing with large amount of data from other people. So you have to be sure that you're compliant with the privacy laws. And then there are tort laws. If you're causing any business foreseeable harm, personal injury or property damage, or let's say that you promise that your tool would protect against certain attacks and then it doesn't, well, you need, as a business owner that is deploying these AI agents, you need to protect yourself through your contract with your clients and be very upfront about what your AI agent can do and what it cannot do. And then try to track all of the logs of what your AI agent is doing so that is clearly identifiable if there was any mistakes going on there, more in the sense of how you deploy this tool, right? I think that will be more on a legal perspective, what we'll be caring about here to try to mitigate any potential risks for our clients that are offering this type of services as, for example, a cybersecurity tool.
Thank you. Same question to Sandy.
Yeah, I'll approach it from a little bit of a different lens. I think we're seeing kind of two components of interest from the field. One is, how do we do our testing? So how can AI agents help in testing our solutions to make sure that there's no gaps and no bugs and no vulnerabilities, as well as how can they do the defense side? So once the product's already out there and you're vulnerable for some sort of attack, how can they help to defend you against an attack? And I think that the first one is what we're seeing more of right now before we even move on to being able to think about how we would approach the second one in the market. As companies start to evolve in their AI journey, they're using AI agent teams to think about how to red team a solution. So how do we do that Q&A testing? How do we do that bug testing? Can we actually ask it to generate code to penetrate a system and do penetration testing with it? So that's one type of use case that we're seeing in terms of security and how it can mitigate against attacks.
Very good. Stefano, you want to weigh in on this cybersecurity and protection?
Yeah, absolutely. AI is changing everything. You know, AI is an architecture that can do and redo and test and retest. And so AI agents are crucial in bolstering cybersecurity measure, right? You can have threat detection AI agents. You can have AI agents that are doing data protection, or like Sandy said, pen testing. You know, pen testing, verify where there are holes in the website, where there are holes in software. You know, AI is changing the dynamic how things are going to go, and it's going to make more, much more available the threat detection capabilities we have. Right, it helps you analyze anomalies. It can help you predict in real time issues that are happening. So AI agents can be an incredible tool to use for cybersecurity. And as we move into this new AI space, every company is going to have some sort of an AI threat detection tool that supersedes what humans can do, right? Also, AI can provide data protection, define and infer whether that your data is good or not good. Think of fake videos, AI can take that. Database that have been hacked. AI it's going to be an incredible tool for securing and create a cybersecurity envelope for companies. As we progress, I think this is going to be a field that's going to be of incredible growth. As you guys know, cybersecurity is basically the envelope every corporation has. It has to protect, because that's your data and your and where your money is. You lose that, you lose everything. So AI and cybersecurity are one and one, for sure.
Thank you, Stefano. So last call for any questions in the chat. I think we've covered them all. Great contributions from our panel. Thank you very much, Sandy, Caio, and Stefano. I'm going to toss it back to Renato for some closing words.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Caio, Sandy, and Stefano for the panel. Very, very insightful. Thanks for coming on board. So, guys, something that we didn't discuss is like what's going to happen with AI agents now that you kind of like we discussed like what are the AI agents, what are some like interesting use cases. You saw some demos, and you saw some of the frameworks that could be used to create custom agents. But what is going to be the future of AI agents? And one of the main things is like seamless integration across multiple systems. Today, agents interact with some systems, but I think there's still work to be done to be fully integrated into legacy systems, for example, that are maybe more, let's say, don't have the newer frameworks to be able to integrate to all these newer systems. Autonomous decision making, which I can call like real autonomous decision making. So today they can make some autonomous decisions, but when you put them into a real world scenario and they're very complex use cases which they haven't seen on their data sets, the models don't seem to adapt as good as they could be. So then there's still some progress to be made there. Hyper personalized experiences. So as data becomes more and more available online and for the AI agents to leverage, then we're going to be able to have those agents that basically really know us. And you feel like basically on the movie Her, like they really kind of like get you from the human perspective. Enhanced collaboration between humans and AI agents. So that's kind of like what we see as the future of work, humans collaborating with the AI agents to maximize outcomes. And driving innovation using AI agents as kind of brainstorming buddies and research analysts. Actually, there's a use case from Boston Consulting Group where they created an R&D hub based on large language models where the AI agents are doing a lot of the research, and then the consultants kind of like come after the fact to look at this information and the recommendations and the research to take it as a baseline, starting point, which before they used to use like junior consultants. Now they have the AI agents doing that kind of work. So that's a lot of what we see as far as kind of like future trends on AI agents, but there may be others, of course. So thank you for coming to the webinar. As kind of like calls to actions for everybody here, we are happy to provide a complimentary discovery call for all of you guys if you're interested in exploring use cases on AI agents. We're also providing a complimentary 1-hour strategy workshop for anybody that wants to find a use case for the AI agents for this or the solutions that you saw today on the demos. And then we invite you to go to nebuli.com and explore our marketplace. So if you want to get access to the complimentary session, you can just scan the QR code and basically fill out the form, and our team will reach out to you to book this complimentary 1 hour session. So basically we will define the use case, understand your business, and then define next steps for you, and we'll send you kind of like a nice report from this session. If you can scan the QR code, then I'll leave it up there for you guys, or you can just send an email to info@nebuli.com. If you for some reason don't get the QR code to work, just send your contact information and we can reach out to you, or go to https://nebuli.com, and there is various ways for you guys to contact us under the AI Agents tab. So with that, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. The whole Nebula team thanks you for your contributions, and all the panelists and all the companies that presented today. We can open it up for any questions here, and then anybody can here answer if you have any questions or doubts. All right, and so any questions? You can feel free to type them on the chat. If not, we can wrap it up, guys. Thank you. We appreciate it, and we wish you a super happy afternoon. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks for now.
Thank you,
guys.
Thank you.
Join Nebuli to reimagine innovation.